defense. At linebacker, numero 0, Willie Hickman. At defensive back, number 3, Cedric Boone. At defensive back, number 7, Cam Hilton. At defensive back, number 9, Santos Ramirez. On the defensive line, number 11, Charles Williams. At defensive back, number 17, Trey Waffer. Starting out off at kicker number 19, Bryce Crawford. And defensive back number 27, Byron Edwards. On the defensive line, number 51, Big Nate Anderson. And on defensive line, number 99, J.D. Grant. Your head coach is Billy Mark. Fans, please rise and wave your hats as Pioneer Heritage Middle School Choir performs our national anthem.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas. They say if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And tonight in Frisco, the opportunity on the table for the Fighters as they welcome in the Arizona Rattlers, the unbeaten Arizona Rattlers, we should say, sitting at a precious 5-0, unbeaten, unchallenged, undefeated. And the Frisco Fighters 5-1 on their own. Their only bugaboo coming in week 1 and a loss to the defending champion Massachusetts Pirates back in week 1. Ever since then, it's been a clean 5-0, including a last-second victory last week over Duke City. Duke City, of course, missing the field goal at the last second as time ran out, and Frisco able to steal a win despite being down most of that game. They did play last week. Can't say the same for the Rattlers. They had a week off after they beat the San Diego Strike Force back in early April and keep that clean slate of 5-0. Of course, Frisco does have one more game than them, but that will certainly catch up at some point down the line. The two teams meeting at the 25-yard line for the coin toss. Again, Ryan Medellin bringing you all the action here in Frisco tonight. Should be a pretty highly touted matchup. Again, both teams very high in the rankings in most categories, if not on the top. We'll get to those in just a minute as we look to Austin Wright, the head referee for the coin toss. So the Rattlers win the toss. And it sounds like, from what I heard, they will start with the football. Okay, Frisco wins the toss. They defer. Rattlers will take the ball. Pardon me. Ref mic a little low, but I'm sure we'll hear Austin Wright throughout the night. Should be a pretty big matchup. Let's just take a look at the tail of the tape here between the two teams. Again, Frisco posting a 5-1 record. Arizona 5-0. Unbeaten at home are the Fighters in head coach Billy Back's first year with the team. One of the things that he has told me consistently this season was that he enjoys being on this side of the coin, a.k.a. having the Frisco fans on his side and not the opposite, which he had a couple of years in the past. Nice crowd here tonight. A win streak of 5 for both teams. 5-0 again for the Rattlers. 5-1 for the Fighters, with only their first loss coming at the first game of the year. 291 points scored by the Fighters. 274 for the Rattlers. Don't let that fool you. Arizona's offense, the best in the IFL. Here's where it gets interesting. They've only allowed 112 points. That is the Rattlers. Frisco allowing 225. Of course, all the Arizona fans listening right now, you know they're no stranger to success. They're a 6-time world champion team, and they have kept all their opponents this year under 40 points, and they average roughly over 50 points a game. 33 is the most they've given up, and that was 2 weeks ago against San Diego. Of course, the Fighters no stranger to scoring themselves, and this is where the under 40 thing comes into play, because you look back in week 2, 60 points against Duke City, 56 against Tucson, 68 against Quad City, and 42 against Duke City last week. And here's the opening kickoff from Bryce Crawford. It's short, it's picked up, and getting down to the 2-yard line. Not really sure what happened there, but it's Nairi Quinterly out of Norfolk picking up the low kick from Bryce Crawford. And, well, Drew Powell, the starting quarterback for the Rattlers, won't have a lot of way to go as they spot down at the 2. Interesting start. Not sure if Crawford really got the line he wanted to on that kick. Rattlers wearing the all-whites. Fighters wearing that beautiful powder blue. But again, the offense for the Rattlers starting on the 2.
Give a little noise on their defensive players.
Kevin Guy, the head coach for Arizona. Billy Back, the head coach for the Fighters. Powell under center. He's got Shannon Brooks behind him. Brooks now slides out to the left of Powell. And play whistle dead. Flag in the backfield. It's going to be a false start against Arizona, so a lucky break. For the Fighter defense, who was already being asked to suffer a tall task. That's going to push them back now. Still in the Baylor Scott and White red zone, but now the ball spotted at the 7 of Frisco. Frisco won the toss. They deferred, and I go back to that opening kickoff that Bryce Crawford had. There wasn't a lot of power on it, and it hit Nairi Quinley at the 10. So Powell in a shotgun set. It's a handoff over to the right side, and Braxton Haley getting inside, just inside the 5, maybe right at the 5. Again, tonight's referees, Austin Wright, the head referee, the umpire, Jeremy Epps, head linesman, Walter Sloan, line judge, Josiah Ford, back judge, Albert Bryant, and the alternate, Eric Ames. We had Austin Wright here last week, and I have some funny stories to tell y'all a little bit later. Him and I chatted just to some of the shenanigans that happened last week's game that involved nothing that happened really during play. Shannon Brooks to the left of Powell. Powell keeps it himself, tries to go up the middle. Stutter steps over to the right side, down at the 1 yard line. And one of the things you'll hear me talk about quite a bit is the dual threat nature of Drew Powell. Responsible for 4 of the Rattlers' 5 first-half touchdowns against the Strike Force 2 weeks ago, finishing with 98 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air, 20 yards and 1 score on the ground. The Fighter defensive line and linebacker is going to have to keep an eye on him. Plenty of time to talk about Powell, but right now it's a low snap. Fires off into the end zone. Does he have it? Touchdown, Rattlers. Shannon Brooks on the out route, catching it right at the goal line. And the Rattlers on the board first. So now out there to kick the extra point, Ernesto Lacayo, excuse me. And now a challenge flag being thrown by Frisco. We will see what this is for. Maybe they tried to say that Brooks was into the wall before he crossed. So Frisco challenging that there was a false start on that touchdown for the Rattlers. Sure, they saw something on the feed that they wanted to have announcers take another look at. But right now it's Shannon Brooks with the first score of the game off the pass from Drew Powell. I want to take a moment and remind everyone out there that you can become a squadron member to receive the best seats in the house to experience 50 yards of fury. Members receive unmatched benefits, playoff priority, and more. Visit FriscoFighters.com for more information. Also, bring the whole team out to watch some high-scoring indoor football this season here at the Comerica Center. Groups of 8 or more. Save big on tickets and qualify for special fan experiences. Visit FriscoFighters.com to book your group today. So again, where it stands, the Rattlers up 6-0, pending an extra point. Frisco then throwing the late challenge flag, saying that there was a false start on that scoring play. So as you heard, or if you heard from Austin Wright, our referee, Frisco loses the challenge and will lose a timeout. The touchdown stands the Powell to Brooks connection. And now Ernesto Lacayo will again attempt the point after. Figured this game would have high-powered offense. Didn't realize that that would mean the Rattlers would score within 2 minutes. Of course, that all started off Bryce Crawford trying what looked like an onside kick that went right into the belly of Nairi Quinterly. And the Rattlers gained possession on the 2. The extra point good. 7-0 lead for the Rattlers. Just moments into this opening frame here in Frisco. Hey, Fighter fans, looking for something different to do? Try X, throwing at Stumpy's Hatchet House. Perfect for bachelor and graduation parties, team building, and even date night. Open on the Tollway and Main in Frisco, Texas. Stumpy's Hatchet House is the home of the Social Throwdown and proud sponsor of the Frisco Fighters. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Again, that extra point brought to you by Baylor Scott White from Ernesto Lacayo, and it's a 7-0 lead for the undefeated Rattlers. Here early, I talked to Coach Billy Back briefly before the game today, and we both agreed that this was a true test of who the best in the IFL is. I mean, you look at the standings right now, where they sit here in Week 7. The Massachusetts Pirates, the defending IFL champions, on top with a 4-1 record in the Eastern Conference. Right behind them is Frisco at 5-1, so Frisco has another game on them, which is hurting their standings. But in the Western Conference, it's not even close. The Rattlers at 5-0. The closest to them is the Northern Arizona Wranglers at 3-2. Here's the kickoff. It's a deep one, and it's fielded by Sheldon Augustine, who returned a kick last week, but this time only makes it to the 5-yard line of Frisco. Again, going back to those Western Conference standings, yeah, it's not even close, really. 5-0 for the Rattlers, 3-2 for the Wranglers, and then from there, the Tucson Sugar Skulls at 2-3. So Arizona has a stranglehold on that Western Conference. Funny, a lot of Frisco fans asking me why they are not in the Western Conference. Well, that's because there's a lot of teams from Arizona, New Mexico, teams that are further west than Frisco. So a Texas team rarely getting pushed into an Eastern Conference. And it's Blake Sims at quarterback for Frisco, named starter just a couple of weeks ago. And on the first play, he keeps it across the 20. The 25, and Sims opening things up with a beautiful quarterback keep, moving into Rattler territory. Of course, Sims out of Alabama. A lot of prestige coming under anybody that carries that alma mater. And again, it's Sims. Doesn't move too far this time. Lost the ball a couple of times last week on some wonky plays that resulted in turnovers and points when they played Duke City. Seems to have made an emphasis on holding on to the football tonight. So now it's a second down for the Fighters. Sims with an empty backfield. Taking his time, it's a deep throw and out of play, and thank goodness it was, because there was no one there for Frisco. The only person close to it was Dylan Winfrey, the defender for the Rattlers. And it looks like maybe a wrong route there for the offense, causing that mistake. But now a critical third down if Frisco wants to stay even with Arizona. Another empty back set for Sims. This time it's a quicker throw, and turning on an out route was Gerard Hurd. Product of UT. But that ball overthrown, and another incomplete pass with a fourth down, and now decision time for head coach Billy Beck. And it looks like they're going to send out Bryce Crawford to try for the field goal, much to the dismay of all the Frisco Fighter fans here. Again, a wonderful crowd here for a Saturday night. Now Blake Sims is on the field. He is the holder for Bryce Crawford. Now with flag thrown way back in the end zone. So now it's a delay of game, which will send the Fighters back. Get the distance for this field goal for you in just a moment. Looks like Sims, who is the quarterback and holder, will set up on the 16. So roughly kick up from Crawford, special teams player of the week 2 weeks ago. No good. So the Fighters tried to play it safe, but ultimately still have a goose egg next to their name, and the Rattlers will stay on top 7-0. Hey, keep up with all the action by following the Fighters on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest team news, score updates, contest, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Also, fighter fans, stay up to date and sign up now for the Frisco Fighters official takeoff newsletter. You can receive access to ticket pre-sale, special offers, and more at friscofighters.com/newsletter. So the delay of game penalty not hurting Frisco on distance, but certainly hurting Bryce Crawford on his alignment. And the field goal attempt no good. So the Rattlers stay on top 7-0. And interesting start. Frisco had a slow start last week against Duke City. Seemed to be struggling in the offensive part of the scheme. Blake Sims, Coach Billy back, talking that over and cleaned it up in the second half, but seems like Frisco may not be off to the greatest start here tonight either. So Drew Powell getting the play in. And Kevin Guy, the head coach, Rattlers coaching staff, 225-73. That's a 75% win percentage. His overall record as a head coach. Rattlers, again, 6-time world champions. So again, it's Powell and Brooks in the backfield. Now Brooks slides out. Toss over the top. It's caught by Jamal Miles, receiver out of Arizona State. And quickly a fresh set of downs. Arizona out to their own 16. Powell in his third season with the Rattlers, leading them to the United Bowl in 2021. He also became the second player in league history to win league MVP with two different teams. His other MVP was with Iowa in 2018. This time has no room as pressure from Charles Williams, who's back in after serving a 3-game suspension for his first time back in 3 games. Doing a nice job, and you can certainly see why Coach Billy Back missed his presence. A flag down on the field. And it's going to go against Frisco, so of course the defense a little too good, courtesy of a penalty. But again, the big story for the defense for Frisco, Charles Williams back after missing 3 games. His presence certainly missed. 6'2", 250 out of Northwood. But yeah, Powell the MVP last year of the IFL. This time he keeps it, fakes the handoff, now goes over to the right side, crossing the 25. But a fresh set of downs for the Rattlers. They keep the chains moving. And hold on to a 7-0 lead here in the opening frame. Low snap again for Powell. Immediately takes it up the center. This time tackled by Willie Hibbler. Hibbler doing a nice job staying on him. 4-star prospect and the number 7 tight end in the nation coming out of high school. He attended the University of Mississippi. Was with the Spokane Shock. Last year, now with Frisco this year. So with Brooks moving to the line, it's Powell alone in the backfield. This time a quick pass over to the right side. And untouched into the end zone, Braxton Haley. No, excuse me, Troy Pelletier. The crunched up 2 looked like a 3, but it's Troy Pelletier Out of Layton, the 6'3", 215 receiver, catching a quick pass from Powell. And now a 13-0 lead for the Rattlers. Maybe another opportunity for Ernesto Lacayo to go 2 for 2 and point afters tonight. And it is good. So now a 14-point deficit for Frisco. Here with 4:48 remaining in the first quarter, it has been all Rattlers so far tonight, and the Frisco Fighters going to need a response, and they'll need it soon. The Fighters proud to partner with Capital at Stonebriar Apartment Homes, the official housing of the Frisco Fighters, located at the east end of Gaylord Parkway. Capital at Stonebriar, a beautiful, modern, and affordable apartment complex in a great central location. Visit capitalatstonebriar.com today. Also, BetRivers.net Social Casino, now live in Texas. Looking to play all your favorite casino games and sports bet for free? Check out all the BetRivers.net games, including slots, keno, horse racing, and even table games with live dealers. Get in the social casino action today and play BetRivers.net Social Casino for free. Plus, check out this exclusive offer. Use promo code Frisco and receive 500 free bonus credits on BetRivers.net Social Casino. That's FRISCO to receive 500 free credits. BetRivers.net, a proud partner of the Frisco Fighters. Not the start Frisco certainly would have wanted, and was being touted as one of the best games in the IFL, not just this week, but this year. Frisco on a 5-0 streak, and, well, Rattlers 5-0, period. But so far, 14-0 lead. Touchdowns from Shannon Brooks and Troy Pelletier for the Rattlers. Interesting to see what Coach Billy Back does here for his offense after the kickoff. A reminder, TJ Edwards is suited up tonight to be backup quarterback for Frisco. We had not seen him in a couple of weeks since Blake Sims was named the starter. And here's the kick from Lacayo. Out at the 15, running fast. Sheldon Augustine all the way to the 19. And again, a man who ran one back last week, certainly putting his offense in a good place to start on this drive. Had not seen any Justin Rankin tonight. And as I say that, Rankin now moving back over to the right side across the 20. I mentioned not seeing Rankin and that being a big deal because he leads the IFL with 15 touchdowns. That's 5 more than anybody else in the league. He's got 415 yards on 70 carries, also leading in that category. It's been the bread and butter for this offense, week in and week out. And could be the solution for Frisco to get on the board here. Again, it's Rankin. An excellent job, though, by the Rattler defense. Trayvon Williams leading the tackling charge there. He had help from Robert Landers out of Ohio State, the Ohio State University. And that Arizona defense giving the Fighters fits. 3rd down and 8 upcoming. And it'll be Sims and Rankin in the backfield. J.R. Hensley, the center. He snaps it, pass over to the left side. Breezing past Germanic Smith. And nice coverage by Brandon Ezel, keeping him locked up. One of the best defenses in the IFL, and certainly the best defense Frisco has faced so far up to this point this season. You know, fortunately in the IFL, no lead is truly safe, as it doesn't take much time to score. But just for the mindset of Frisco, you know they would want to certainly put something on the board here. Sims sliding back, has too much pressure and is able to throw it away. But again in the backfield, it's Robert Landers getting help from Trevon Williams. And now a late flag thrown. A lot of laundry flying so far here tonight at the Comerica Center. So as expected, it's going to be an intentional grounding from Blake Sims, which unfortunately means a turnover on downs. And the Rattlers will take over at the Frisco 23. Got to be tough to find an answer. That defense has been absolutely relentless here early tonight for the Rattlers. It really shows why no opponent has got over 33 points on them this year. You read something about a team going into a game and then you watch them and you go, yeah, that makes sense. Powell with an empty backfield. Takes his time, nice pass over the top, caught at the 10 and inside the end zone. On the first play, the Rattlers striking gold, Jamal Miles with the points. Points going up quick for the Rattlers tonight. Miles in his fourth season in the IFL, all of those spent with the Rattlers, which shows you why he's the trusted veteran who can make that kind of play. Crowd silent here in Frisco as Ernesto Lacayo, no doubt about it, putting the Rattlers at 21. And with a minute 17, the Fighters scrambling their jets, looking for answers.
And there's not yet a right off fans to say the next coach the autograph session. You're doing some field league paper. I'm clear about some answers. Not in the fire zone or the right game in the field.
Well, it's unfamiliar territory for the Fighters, down in a 21-point deficit here. Still only in the opening frame in Frisco. Whether it's been offense, whether it's been defense or special teams, Arizona dominating on every front. As Sheldon Augustine pulling it out of the end zone, and he struggles to get by his own 10. You look at the Rattlers so far this season, in the 5 games they've played, they've had 40 touchdowns and 2 field goals, accounting for 274 points. They average 54 a game, well on pace for that here tonight. But then you look at the defense, they lead that category in the IFL as well. Out of those 5 games played, only allowed 16 touchdowns, resulting in 112 points. It's a 22-point average for the opponents. It's a quick screen pass over the right side of Sims, caught by Jermenic Smith. And Billy back trying to mix it up. And this time a considerable gain for an offense that has been struggling to keep the chains moving. There's head coach Billy back right there. First year with the Frisco Fighters, trying to rejuvenate this program. Sims has Rankin to his right. Has pressure, looking downfield. Bobbled and dropped at the 15. Wait, did he catch it? As we wait for a ruling on the field. Let's have another look at this one. Nice patience from Sims. And going across. Does he have it? No, it hits the wall. It's Jermaine Smith doing his best to try and keep it in bounds. But ultimately will be incomplete and a timeout called. Oh, excuse me, into the first quarter. I was too busy watching the replay. You know, you look back at the only loss on Frisco's docket this season, and that was against the Massachusetts Pirates in the first game of the season. And even after one there, it was only 7-3, and Frisco was on top in that game. That was when Massachusetts took over. And then you look back at last week's game against Duke City, the Gladiators holding a 14-7 lead after the first. So 21 points, unfamiliar territory for Frisco. Get you some first quarter stats in just a moment. So the Fighters are going to be challenging that final play of the first quarter, that pass from Sims looking for Jermaine Smith that hit the wall for an illegal blitz on the Rattlers defense. So if in one quarter it's been two challenges for Frisco.
You want to make sure you join us for our next Frisco Fighters home game right here at the American Center. That's going to be Saturday night, May the 28th at 7:05 p.m. versus Vegas Nighthawks. Tickets are on sale now and more fast at FriscoFighters.com.
Last time these two teams met up, back in August 21 of 2021. That game was in Phoenix. It was tied 7-7 in the first quarter. Fighters were down 2 touchdowns at the half. They still ultimately lost 55-38. Again, Frisco challenging an illegal blitz on the Rattlers on that final play of the first quarter. Well, how about that? The play is overturned. There was an illegal blitz. resulting in a first down for the Fighters. Their second challenge of the night. This one's successful, the first one not. So a good eye there by Coach Billy Back and his staff. So that will put the Fighters on their own 20. Again, just their second first down of the night. Only had one in that first quarter. Sam's taking his time, has time, down the field, caught! Justin Rankin putting the Fighters on the board, and what a way to start the second quarter. And that'll bring Bryce Crawford out to kick his first PAT of the night. And a huge sigh of relief from the Fighter fans and the Frisco Fighters themselves as they finally erase the zero, put up 7, courtesy of a Sims to Rankin connection. And Justin Rankin continuing to add to his point total this season. Leading the IFL with 90 points is Rankin, add 6 more to that. The closest is Mike Jones from the Tucson Sugar Skulls. He also has 6 more touchdowns than Mike Jones as well, who is second behind him in touchdowns this season. So Justin Rankin having himself a year and is already about to eclipse his last year's total. And new life breathed into the Comerica Center as Bryce Crawford here with another kickoff. This one a line drive. Picked up by Jamal Miles, and there was some confusion of who was going to get the football between Jamal Miles and Brandon Ezel. And that helps out the special teams for the Fighters because they push Arizona deep in their own territory. And Spencer Tears, a big part of the reason why that was a successful stop. So the Fighters now down 14. Scoring on a deep pass on the opening drive of this second quarter. Powell keeps it, puts his head forward, charges across the 15. Call it a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Defense.
Shannon Brooks is over to the left of Powell. Keep an eye out on him. Pass in the dirt intended for Jamal Miles. And a third down opportunity for Frisco to get a stop. Powell was 3 of 8 in that opening quarter for 8 yards on carries. He was 4 of 4, perfect for attempts and completions. This time it's a high pass pulled down by Braxton Haley. A quick pass, enough for a new set of downs. Haley with his first catch on the night. And off to Brooks. Gets across the 25, a plethora of fighters in his face. Charles Williams heading up on top, making the stop. Jim Williams coming back from a 3-game absence. Certainly a sight for sore eyes for this defense and the Fighter fans. Second and 5 for the Rattlers. Brooks now to the right, next to Powell. Wonky snap. Powell pulls it back, intercepted! And the Fighters, Cameron Hilton, picking off the pass, putting the offense back out on the field. And what a tremendous break for the Frisco Fighters. Courtesy of Cameron Hilton. Had 3 interceptions last year for 23 yards and a pass breakup in just 6 games played. Played his college ball at University of Missouri. And now a huge reason why the Fighter fans on their feet here at the Comerica Center. Sims takes his time, passes it, caught. Over on that right side and a late flag. Sheldon Augustine with the completion. And we will see who this is against. You know, I mentioned how quickly a team can come back in the IFL, and a simple interception putting you in your opposing team's territory. And Sheldon Augustine going to get tagged with an unsportsmanlike conduct, and certainly frustrating after that kind of completion to be negated by a penalty. Of course, Sheldon Augustine, though, a guy that you can't take off of the field. One of your top weapons on kick returns and on the offense. Sims with patience, has pressure now, going out to the left side, a flag in the defensive backfield as Sims will get to the shy of the 15. And now we will wait to see what Austin Wright has to say about this one.
Holding. Defense,
Well, there you have it. It's a holding on the defense, so a automatic first down for the Fighters and some free yardage. And they will set up inside the Baylor Scott and White red zone at the 9. So pull the chains away. They're no longer needed. And the Fighters with an opportunity to erase 6 more off the board in the Rattler lead. Hand off to Rankin. Immediate pressure, though. And what an excellent job there by Chris McAllister getting right to Rankin and leaving them no space. Rankin leading in just about every offensive category, points, touchdowns. Been a huge secret sauce for Sims. It's a wonky snap though as he bobbles it, comes up with his composure. Now moving inside, still looking for options downfield, loses the football, flag flies, and picked up by Arizona, though we will see what the flag is. And what a discombobulated play. It was Devontae Merriweather that led to the tackle that lost the ball for Sims. Trevon Williams came up with it. Wow. So what could have been Rattler ball is instead a holding call on the defense, giving the Rattlers a first down again, the second defensive holding on this drive, and pushes them half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. So now a 5 at the 5-yard line inside the Baylor Scott and White red zone, Frisco. And a huge break for the Fighters. Hand off to Rankin, he has blockers. Moves outside, stopped down by Kyrie Woods. Bring up second and goal now. And Ryan Medellin here in Frisco, Texas, bringing you all the action tonight here on the IFL YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us and being here with us tonight as two of the top teams in the IFL going head-to-head. Only one loss combined between the two of them, and it's Frisco's loss in week 1 against Massachusetts. Quick pass from Sims, a lobber, looking for Jermaine Smith. He looked to be held up. I don't see any laundry down on the turf, so Fighter fans not happy about that one, but it falls incomplete. Bring up third and goal. Sims out of Atlanta, Georgia. Went to Alabama from 2011 to 2014. This time a wide open pass, caught at the boards. And how about it, Spencer Tears, moving Frisco to 13. Bryce Crawford, another opportunity for a PAT. He made his first one. And we'll go 2 of 2 in what was a 21-point lead for the Rattlers heading into the second quarter. Now down to just 14. Excuse me, 7. I don't know where my math is coming from here. There's the reason I'm a broadcaster and not a statistician. Regardless, the story is that Frisco not giving up and battling back. You look at how the second quarter started. Frisco using their second challenge on that final play of the first quarter. That there was an illegal blitz. Again, it was their second challenge. They had lost the first one. And it was successful for the illegal blitz, which put them in a prime scoring position. Then they were able to convert. Then the interception. And from there, the 7 points. Ball game far from over. Hey, If you're looking for something to do that's different, try axe throwing at Stumpy's Hatchet House. Perfect for bachelor graduation parties, team building, and even date night open the Tollway in Maine and Frisco. Stumpy's Hatchet House, the home of the Social Throwdown and proud sponsor of your Frisco Fighters. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Again, coming up in 6 minutes, the BetRivers.net halftime. We will take a break from the broadcasting booth. When I say we, I mean me. We'll come back with about 5 minutes before the start of the second half and bring you all those first half stats. It's going to be wild looking through those for how it's played out so far here tonight. Bryce Crawford kicking, Jamal Miles back deep. He's by himself back there this time after the miscommunication. Has room up the middle, across the 15. And oh boy, Jamal Miles taking it to the house on the ensuing kickoff. Just when he thought the momentum was on Frisco's side, Arizona says, hold on a second. We are the top team in the IFL. But a massive answer from the Rattlers after 2 straight fighter touchdowns. Ernesto Lacayo out to kick the BATs 3 of 3 tonight. And a flag flies as the kick goes up. Would have been good. Here's Austin Wright. False start against the Rattlers. Giving Ernesto Lacayo a little bit more interesting of a BAT kick. Braxton Haley, the wide receiver, is the holder for the Rattlers. And it is up and good, so he will go 4 of 4 now for extra points tonight with 4:46 left in the first half. Jaguars and Edmonton Eskimos, the Jacksonville Jaguars, that is, in the NFL, and the Edmonton Eskimos in the CFL. And been a big impact on the game tonight, wrestling back the momentum from Frisco. High kick from Lacayo, almost off of a speaker. And here's Augustine pulling it in from the end zone. Flag flies as Augustine pushed into the wall at the 15. A lot of penalties tonight. Officials certainly getting their arm workouts in. Here's Austin Wright.
Third return. Personal foul. Illegal blindside block. Number 17 on the return team. On half basis and goal. First down for Michelle.
Special teams penalty against the Fighters, a illegal blindside block. That is going to gain any distance from Sheldon Augustine on the return and push the Frisco Fighters back to roughly their own, call it 6.5. No Rankin for Sims this time. Quick pass across the top, and it's caught inside the 15, Sheldon Augustine. Augustine, of course, interesting story. Played in the German Football League, although the past 3 years has been in the IFL. Began his career in Iowa. He was a 3-time All-American selection and named Offensive MVP player in the FCS Bowl back in his college days. Sims looking for him again. Right through his fingertips. Nice work from Dylan Winfrey. Staying on top of him. Again, it was Frisco with 2 touchdowns to start the second quarter. To bring the lead within 7. And Jamal Miles on a kick return. Giving the Rattlers 28. That one batted away viciously by Kyrie Woods. Intended for Jemenic Smith. And there's that Rattler defense we've heard so much about. The number to look for is 40. They have not given up 40 points so far this season. Fighters have put up 60, 68, a couple games in the 50s, 40s. So a nice test for Arizona here tonight. Rankin lined up as a wide receiver to the left of Sims. He immediately looks across the top, though, and finds Augustine inside the 20, but a flag thrown. And another penalty. We may hit a new record here tonight. The rare offensive pass interference. Going against Frisco, so all the progress they've worked so hard to make goes away. Start the drive on their own 6.5, now on their own 6. Lined up as a receiver as Sims takes the snap. It's a deep pass all the way downfield, too far. As rolling into the end zone was Sheldon Augustine. That one had just a bit too much on it from the former Alabama quarterback.
That's right, that ball from the stand.
The bigger story is the turnover on downs. And the Rattlers are in prime scoring position inside the open door red zone. Minute 35 to work with. A couple timeouts remaining. And Frisco will get the ball to start the second half. And off to Brooks. Brooks fighting his way, charging into the end zone, but a flag thrown. This one looks like it's coming back. Well, based off the reactions of the officials, it looked like it was going to go against Arizona, but it's illegal contact on the Fighters. Well, now there's confusion, as there is up here in the booth. Looks like Austin Wright got his calls mixed up. It was a block in the back against the Rattlers. So that was why the reaction from the officials is what it was, because the touchdown will not stand. And they will get pushed 10 yards back. Immediately after Austin Wright made that call, all the Fighters players started pointing, saying offense, offense, offense. And, you know, mistakes happen. I've made a couple. So what was announced as a touchdown is now Rattler football on the Fighter 16. Again, out of the first quarter, it was a 21-0 lead. And just when you thought Frisco had no answer, first play of the second quarter, a touchdown for the Fighters, and then they added another one right after that to make it a one-score game, but then Jamal Miles off a kick return, bringing it back to 2 scores. Powell has pressure, has room now, space, throws it, caught in the end zone. And what patience and what eyes from Drew Powell to find Shannon Brooks in the pay dirt. But the penalty, a holding against the Rattlers, so now 2 touchdowns negated by 2 Rattler penalties. Gotta believe Kevin Guy extremely frustrated. And we'll take a timeout. Fighters fans, stay up to date and sign up now for the Frisco Fighters official takeoff newsletter. You can receive access to ticket pre-sales, special offers, and more at friscofighters.com/newsletter. Also bring the whole team out to watch some high-scoring indoor football this season here at the Comerica Center. Groups of 8 or more save big on tickets and qualify for special fan experiences. Visit friscofighters.com to book your group today. Cannot wait to see what the penalty total here is in the first half. Certainly pushing on record-breaking with the pace that it's been. But 2 penalties negating 2 touchdowns for the Rattlers on this drive. Extremely frustrating as they try and build up their lead before the half and Frisco gets the ball back. Again, coming up, we have the BetRivers.net halftime show. You can see the sights and sounds here at the Comerica Center. I'm going to take a short break. But eventually, about 5 minutes before the start of the second half, we will come back with our analysis of the first half, bringing you stats, get you primed for what could be a very interesting second half based on how this final minute goes. There's first and long, and then there's first and where the Rattlers are, which is a first and 26. Powell looking for Brooks, underthrows it though. And that'll bring up second down. Cameron Hilton on the coverage. Hilton, another Missouri player on the field tonight. Clock stops with the incomplete pass in under a minute. Powell dropping back, another flag, and it's a lobber up into the end zone, and it'll be intercepted. Cameron Hilton. But we will see what the flag is, and there is another flag thrown, this time at the spot of the interception. But Cameron Hilton could have his second interception of the night. Austin Wright meeting with his crew to work this one out. There was a flag where the ball was thrown, and a flag with the interception. So if you couldn't hear that, the penalty, the first flag that was thrown was an illegal shift on the Rattlers, which means the interception stands from Cameron Hilton, his second of the night. However, he took a personal foul after the interception that is being enforced right here. But regardless, the Fighters have the football. Quick pass from Sims, caught, but missed by Jerminic Smith. What the heck happened there? And the Fighters come up with a ball in the end zone. The bad news about that is it is a safety. It was punched. Upon further review, the ball punched out by Kyrie Woods. He threw a full-on haymaker to that one, and no chance for Jerminic Smith to hold on to the football. And a safety resulting in 2 points to push the Rattlers to 30 with 39 seconds left in the first half. Well, you get the interception, but then the penalty pushing Sims into making a throw from his own end zone. Jerminic Smith catches it at the 10, but it gets punched out by Kyrie Woods. Frisco recovers the football, and it's a safety because they recovered it in the end zone. However, the flip side to that is if the Rattlers would have recovered, it would have been a straight-up touchdown. Now, to add insult to injury, we'll have to kick off and give the Rattlers the football again. First high kick we've seen all night from Bryce Crawford, just shading past the center speakers, and a massive hit thrown. By Santos Ramirez. My goodness, he put the hurt on him. And now, Shannon Brooks having to make some adjustments to his helmet. So now 33 seconds remaining for the Rattlers to try and build the lead further. Low snap, no problem for Powell. High pass. Looking for Jamal Miles. Won't connect. Byron Edwards with the stop. Rattlers 5-0 this season, Fighters 5-1. Powell has no options downfield, has pressure, but slides away, loses the football, and picking it up in the end zone, Frisco Fighters, touchdown! Was it J.D. Griggs? Could not see on the dog pile, but what a wild and wacky 2 minutes it's been. Fighters back on the board. Looked like it was Nate Anderson who punched it out. It was Nate Anderson, forcing it free from Powell. And I believe that was Charles Williams who picked it up in the end zone. But you talk about an interesting turn of events. Look no further than here tonight in Frisco. And Crawford stays perfect for the Crawford with another high kick. Attempting to try and hit that Jumbotron. And Jamal Miles tripped up shy of the 5. Byron Edwards. Part of that. And yet another flag. My goodness gracious. So it's a delay of game on Jamal Miles, the returner for the Rattlers, and they will get pushed back half the distance to the goal. And with just 13 seconds left before the Frisco Fighters will take back over to start the second half. They won the opening toss, had to defer. Not had to defer, got to defer. And right now looking like a pretty smart decision. Coach Billy back down 9. Not a lot of time here for Powell. And he quickly drops back. This time it's a pass across the 15, caught by Miles. Pulled down by Hilton. And they quickly call a timeout with 5 seconds left here in the first half. Their first charge timeout of the half. downs, but it doesn't really matter at this point. May have time for one quick play and a timeout or a shot at the end zone. Let's see what Powell does. It's a quick play across the 20, caught by Miles, and with 1 second left, the timeout taken. And they will have a chance to either take a shot at the end zone or no. They're going to bring out Ernesto Lacayo to kick a field goal. Roughly 26-yarder coming up for Lacayo. Lacayo. The Fighters will take a timeout. Icing of the kicker. Doesn't matter if you're indoors or outdoors. Doesn't hurt to put a little pressure on the guy that has to hit the tiny ball through the tinier uprights. Roughly 36 yards for Lacayo. This will be the final play of the first half before the Fighters will take back over to start the second half. Good hold, kick is up. No dice. The lead will stay at 9. 30-21, Rattlers lead. Heading into the BetRivers.net halftime show. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to bring you stats and get you ready for second half action here on the IFL YouTube network.
Welcome to halftime, Fighters fans. On BetRivers.net. Save and seats for the exciting 40 minutes of halftime entertainment. To start your halftime entertainment tonight, please welcome the Frisco Fighters Bombshell. Looking to do something different? I got an idea. How about axe throwing at Sunday Sanchez House? Yeah, you didn't expect me to say that, did you? Perfect for bachelor graduation parties, team building, even date night. Open up totally made at Frisco's Company Sanchez House. It's over the social program and proud sponsor of your Frisco Fighters. You follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Please welcome under the direction of Miss Amy Jo, it's a silver, black and gold power dancer.
The game is now completely rewound, ready to play. As simple as or even easier than playing a record.
The fighters are proud to sponsor with Capital and Stonebriar Apartment Homes, the official house of the Frisco Fighters. Located east of Gaylord Parkway, Capital and Stonebriar is a beautiful, modern, and affordable apartment complex in a great central location. For more information, visit CapitalAndStonebriar.com today. Fighters fans, make sure you stay after the game night. Come on the field and get autographs for the Frisco Fighters players of all shells. You can bring your camera, take a selfie with your favorite fighters. Autographs after every game. We'll see you. Hey, Fighters fans, don't forget you can catch all your Frisco Fighters action on YouTube, home and road this season at the IFL YouTube channel. You can join the boys of your Fighters training venues for home games all season long. Now, if you think you got to burn off a little energy pregame, I got the solution. Don't forget, come early to every Fighters home game this season for the Tarmac tailgate party. You know, it's 9 minutes before the game, bring your cooler, your favorite chair, and enjoy games, food, and music with your fellow Fighters fans. Now, fans, if you're sitting in the front row tonight, congratulations, you're a big deal. You want to be sure to watch out for flying footballs coming into the stands, those you get to keep, and also players flying into the stands, those you have to get back. Stay safe and enjoy the game. Hey, Fighters fans, you want to stay up to date and get all the info on tonight's game, right? Of course you do. Well, all you have to do is download tonight's game notes to your phone. Just scan the QR code that's up on the screen right now. You'll get up to date with all your Fighters information for tonight's game.
Hello, I'm Dr. Andrew Barrett, Clinic Director at Return to Health, the official chiropractor of the Frisco Fighters. At Return to Health, we provide physical rehab and chiropractic care to patients suffering from all kinds of injuries and conditions. We offer state-of-the-art treatment options used by professional athletes, including aquatic therapy and electroanesthesia. Whether you're suffering from chronic illness or acute injuries, we believe that with the right treatment plan, you can return to health.
Experience $50 here. Members receive unmatched benefits, playoff priority, and more. Visit FriscoFighters.com for more information. We know team out to watch some high school and indoor football this season at the America Center. Booth 8 or more, save big on tickets, and qualify for special fan experiences. Visit FriscoFighters.com for more information.
Hey, Fighter fans, stay up to date and sign up now for the Frisco Fighters official takeoff newsletter. You receive access to all free sales specials, offers, and more at FriscoFighters.com.
Let's check out tonight's first highlight presented by Cavalier Incorporated.
Well, back here at the Comerica Center in Frisco, Texas, after what can only be described as a topsy-turvy first half that looked like the Rattlers were going to run away with it with a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. But then Frisco battling back with 2 straight touchdowns to start the second frame. And then from there, a shootout lead resulting in a 30-21 lead for the Rattlers heading into the second half of action, where Frisco will start with a football. Just about 2 minutes away here from second half action in Frisco. Let's get to some first half stats for this ball game. 6 first downs for Arizona as opposed to the 5 from Frisco. As far as rushing yards, 8 carries, 25 yards in total for Frisco, 7 of 10 for Arizona. They've had most of their success on the passing front with 90 yards through the air. Frisco with 50. No fumbles, although Frisco with 2 interceptions for 13 yards, both of those Cameron Hilton. 2 fumbles for the game. One of those was lost by Arizona. Frisco recovered their own. However, that resulted in a safety. Shannon Brooks, the leading rusher, 1 carry for 5 yards. Braxton Haley has a carry and 3 yards. Drew Powell has 5 carries for 13 yards, but 11 lost, so that is only 2 yards for them. Jamal Miles, the leading receiver, 4 catches, 59 yards. Troy Pelletier with only 1 catch, 24 yards. Powell, 7 of 12, 2 interceptions, 90 yards, 3 touchdowns. 24 was the long. He's been sacked once. Blake Sims, the quarterback for Frisco, 6 of 13 for 50 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long, 30. He's also been sacked once. Sheldon Augustine, 2 catches, 14 yards. Jermaine Smith, 2 catches, 3 yards. And Justin Rankin, 1 catch for 30 yards. That's the biggest catch of the night. And Justin Rankin also with 4 rushing yards. Sims, the leading rusher, 32 yards. And that leads us to where we are, a 30-21 lead for the Rattlers. Shannon Brooks, Troy Pelletier, Jamal Miles scoring in the first quarter. Then Justin Rankin and Damian Ford scoring for Frisco. Then Jamal Miles with a 45-yard kickoff return. Arizona then getting a safety. Charles Williams recovering a fumble in the end zone off the ball that was punched. And that is your first half recap. So again, it will be Rattlers football to start things off. Ernesto Lacayo missing a field goal at the end of the first half. He came out way early and was kicking a bunch of field goals, trying to shake that one off of his mind. This one pulled down by Sheldon Augustine. He gets just shy of his own 15. Stopped by Dylan Winfrey. And we are underway here for the second half at the Comerica Center in Frisco. Again, just a absolutely fantastic crowd here tonight. Only been 2 home games prior to this one, both of those resulting in a win. One of those against the Tucson Sugar Skulls, the other Duke City, and that came last week. Quick screen pass from Sims. Immediately tackled down, caught by Jermaine Smith. But no problems for Kyrie Woods connecting and making the stop. Second down and a bunch. This time, short gain by Rankin, if a gain at all. And they will say no gain, so, well, give him a couple yards. We turn a 2nd and 11 to 3rd and 10. So Sims will have Rankin with him in the backfield. Again, a lot of this game has been through the air. And this time it's a pass. Was it caught at the wall? And they're going to say no. Now it'll be 4th down and 10. That's going to bring out Bryce Crawford. And it looks like they will attempt a field goal. Try and salvage 3 points on this play, or on this drive. It's low and wide to the left. Bryce Crawford misses, so no points for the Fighters on their opening drive, and the Rattlers will take over. Arizona start on their own 5, as per what happens after a field goal attempt. Of course, no punting allowed. Wouldn't make much sense with a 50-yard field. Powell back at the helm. Immediately has pressure, has to get rid of it, as Willie Hibbler wasting no time to get into the backfield, and now a souvenir for a Frisco Fighter faithful. One of the cool things about IFL football is, well, the crowd's essentially in play and can keep the football. Usually in the NFL, you see a fan get a football, they immediately have to give it back. Not here in the IFL. Not a lot of success in the short game for the offense of Frisco. We'll see if that gets adjusted here in the second half. Again, an empty backfield for Powell. This time he has more time, and it's a deep pass, firing and caught into the end zone. Braxton Haley doing a little ditty, and he deserves it after that one. And the Rattlers strike quick. And an excellent job by that front 3 for Arizona, consisting of Lamar Mady, Kenny Thomas, and J.J. Coleman, giving Powell plenty of time. And here's Lacayo to kick the point after. He's been perfect with these. Did have a missed field goal, though, to end the first half. And that one is going to be wide. Apologies to Ernesto Lacayo, the broadcaster's jinx. But he misses his first BAT on the night, so the lead will stay at 36-21, Rattlers. Fighter fans, become a squadron member to receive the best seats in the house, to experience 50 yards of fury. Members receive unmatched benefits, playoff priority, and more. Visit FriscoFighters.com for more information, and keep up with all the action by following the Fighters on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest team news, score updates, contests, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Fighters proud to partner with Capital at Stonebriar Apartment Homes, the official housing of the Frisco Fighters, located at the east end of Gaylord Parkway. Capital at Stonebriar, a beautiful, modern, and affordable apartment complex in a great central location. Visit capitalatstonebriar.com today. So you thought Frisco had the edge starting the second half with the football, but it's the Rattlers coming up with the first points after the missed field goal from Crawford. High kick from Lacayo. Here's Augustine. And he returned a kick last week against Duke City. As a Rattler goes into the Frisco Fighter bench. They'll spot him down. It looks to be the 18 of Frisco. Frisco, after this, will have a game in Sioux Falls on May 14th and May 21st at Arizona. Another opportunity for these two teams to meet, and then May 28 back at home versus Vegas. Now it's TJ Edwards in at quarterback. Blake Sims out of this ball game, so Edwards on his first snap has pressure. Rolls out, shows that quick leg work that Coach Billy Back loves about him. And gets tackled down at the, well, they're going to say no gain, so all that work for no reward. But it is big story of the night. TJ Edwards in at quarterback for Frisco. That will be all we see of Blake Sims tonight here in a 36-21 ball game. Quick pass to Augustine. Connects a little high, but Augustine able to pull it down. So a third down now for the Fighters. Edwards from Dallas, Texas, so a hometown kid here in Frisco. Dallas, of course, just about a 15-minute drive away. Frisco, a suburb of Dallas. Edwards trying to earn that starting job from Sims. Spins, tackled, pulled down. And a big stop from Devontae Merriweather. Last time we saw Edwards was back against the Green Bay Blizzard. Of course, Quad City, the game after that was when Blake Sims played the first full game. It was a quarterback battle to start the season between the two. And a handoff to Rankin, and Rankin doing what he does best in the ground game, gets across the 5, and the Fighters get a big first down, and more importantly, in the open door red zone. Edwards fakes the pitch and carries it uncontested into the end zone, but a flag in the backfield. It's going to go against Frisco, and this one's going to come back. So the penalty on Gerard Hurd, and what was a TJ Edwards untouched walk into the end zone. Now ball back on the 9. But TJ Edwards looking sharp in his first drive for the Fighters. Didn't even suit up the past couple of weeks. Coach Billy Back told me tonight he is suited up, which you had to think meant Blake Sims might have a little bit shorter of a leash than normal. And here we're seeing it with Edwards in the ballgame in the third quarter. Rankin with a stutter step over to the right side. Spinning. And forward progress will bring him down. That appears to be the 6-yard line here in the open door red zone. One of the curious things, though, was we didn't see much of Rankin in the first half. He only had 4 carries for 4 yards and 1 catch for 30 yards. It seems like now the Fighter offense may be trying to get a little bit back to their bread and butter, which is give him the football and just let his footwork take over. Again, the leading scorer in the NFL has 6 more touchdowns than the guy behind him, Mike Jones, with the Tucson Sugar Skulls. Lobber into the end zone, way too deep, and pushed over the barrier by Dylan Winfrey. That was Gerard Hurd. Happened in slow motion, but yeah, that pass from Edwards just way too much on it. Edwards facing pressure, has room on the outside and untouched into the end zone. There's the touchdown for TJ Edwards. Elusive is the word Coach Billy Beck used earlier in the season when talking about the battle at quarterback between Sims and Edwards. Liked a lot of things from both guys, and it looks like the decision to put TJ Edwards in at quarterback, the right one, as the Fighters now up to 27 pending the PAT from Bryce Crawford. It is no good, so back-to-back PAT misses from both the Rattlers and the Fighters. It'll leave Frisco at 27, Rattlers 36.
Thanks to Kinetic Fitness for being a proud sponsor of the North Frisco Fighters. Looking to do something different? Okay, come on, Axroyd, it's the Sanchez House. I know, right? It's perfect for bachelor graduation parties, team building, date night. Open on the tollway and name is Frisco, Sunday Sanchez House, home of social rodeo, a proud sponsor of our Frisco Fighters. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Of course, Edwards, his second season in the IFL. The team announced the signing of him back on January 4th of this year. Played last season with, the Arizona Rattlers. So you know he wants to get this one against his former team. He's a Garland, Texas native. Spent 2 seasons at Southwest Baptist before sitting out in 2018 and 2019. He then transferred to Indianapolis for his senior year. And has found a nice home here in Frisco, and showing that just because he wasn't named the starter the past couple of weeks, he's not ready to just give up that fight yet. Jamal Miles back in his own end zone to receive the kick from Bryce Crawford. Frisco just ever so slightly hanging on in this game, not allowing the Rattlers to blow them out. Miles having to come up to the 5 to pick it up. Has room. Now across the 20 and rolls through. Crawford hopping into the end zone. Are they going to say he was down back at the 15? A flag called, it's a block in the back. And instead of a touchdown for the Rattlers, it's a penalty that pushes them way deep in their own end. But Miles absolutely bowling over Bryce Crawford, who was the last defender for Frisco. And you know it's not good when the kicker is the last defender, but he absolutely got demolished. Unfortunately, it won't stand. So it's Powell and Brooks. And 2 flags. Whistle on the play dead. I'm seeing a false start, which would be against Arizona. And ultimately pushing them further back. It's 15 penalties in the first half for roughly 93 yards between the two teams. break for this Fighter defense that's had a tough time keeping Powell and Brooks at bay. Pass tipped, but still caught. It's Todd Athey getting in the game with his first catch of the night. So now a second down. Unfortunately, that catch providing no progress. So it'll be still 10 yards for a fresh set of downs. Keep an eye on Jamal Miles down at the top of your screen. There's Miles across the 15, caught but ripped down by Cedric Poole. Showing no mercy. And they're still going to be shy of that first down marker by just a couple. So a third and short opportunity coming up, and Frisco needing a stop big here. Powell was 7 of 12 in the first half for 90 yards through the air. That's where he's looking to go this time. This time caught, pulled down, Todd Athey again. Gets the first down and plenty more across the 25 into Frisco Fighter turf. Of course, the Rattlers in no urgency to get their plays off. They'd like to probably use as much clock as possible, knowing that Frisco's been able to hang on this long. See what Coach Guy has drawn up here. It's going to stay on the ground to Brooks as he spins. Willie Hibbler able to wrap up. And that's going to be second down, roughly 3 yards. Call it 2. Under 2 here remaining in the third quarter. Frisco started with the football, but it was the Rattlers putting up the first points. Then Frisco responding by putting TJ Edwards in at quarterback. And Edwards goes untouched into the end zone to narrow the gap. Pitch over to the right side. Braxton Haley catching it. And he's going to be just shy of the Baylor Scott and White red zone. Again, no urgency from the Rattlers. They have 25 seconds on the play clock and 36 on the game clock. It's a fake pitch, and then a pass, caught by Jamal Miles inside the Baylor Scott and White red zone. He's immediately wrestled down. And penalties continuing to hinder this Rattler offense on this drive. It started off with 2 massive ones, including one that negated a touchdown on a Jamal Miles kick return. And now this time a face mask, pushing him well out of that red zone and back to their own 24. Got to be super frustrating if you're Coach Kevin Guy, as you're not doing yourself any favors trying to keep that undefeated streak alive. Only unbeaten team in the IFL this season remaining. It's a low snap. No problem for Powell. Intercepted at the goal line. That ball intercepted. Cedric Poole setting the Comerica Center on fire. And that is the end of the third quarter. And the Frisco Fighters putting themselves back in the driver's seat off a phenomenal interception courtesy of Cedric Poole. Third interception on the night, thrown by Powell. So Drew Powell now 12 of 19 with 3 interceptions for 162 yards and 4 touchdowns. And depending on how this next offensive drive goes, Cedric Poole could have just made the play of the game, intercepting that football at the goal line. Most likely for Frisco, we will see TJ Edwards again. Had 3 carries for 14 yards, including a touchdown in that third quarter, taking over for Blake Sims. Blake Sims finishes 4 of 32. 4 carries, 32 yards, that is. And 7 of 15. 7 completions off 15 throws, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a sack. All 3 interceptions for Frisco, resulting in 18 return yards. And that could be the story of the night if Frisco is able to battle back and take down the gauntlet as the Arizona Rattlers. So Fighters start on their own 7. And no surprises there. It is Edwards back in the ballgame. His second drive of the night. He immediately tucks it. Jumping across and hitting the barrier just inside the 15. Got to watch out for him. It's something the Rattlers defense hasn't had to worry about with Sims, but Edwards will sneak one on you, and he is quick in doing so. Be a second down and 4. Edwards has a little bit of time now moving forward. That ball bouncing violently off of Spencer Tiers and up about 10 rows into the stands. Bullet from Edwards. And falls incomplete to bring up third down. You know, I had a lot of predictions about how this game would go with a lot of people that I talked to. And, you know, I said it was either going to be over in the first half or Frisco was going to keep it tight throughout, and that has definitely been the case. However, though, after that 21-point first quarter and a 0 for Frisco, it certainly looked like it was going to be the first prediction that I had had. This time the handoff to Rankin doesn't move far. As Trevon Hill, product of Miami, leaving no doubt that that hole would be closed. So it's a 9-point lead for the Rattlers. Deep pass from Edwards, his first of the night. Caught! No, it is dropped! Jerminic Smith looked like he had it, but as he hit the turf at the 5, loses control in a devastating third down attempt. But what a beautiful pass from Edwards, and Jerminic Smith certainly going to want to have that one back. Went up about 5 feet to bring that one down and just lost control of it. And that's going to send the Rattlers back out. And again, just a play that could have sent this crowd into absolute chaos. And what an effort from Jerminic Smith to get that ball. But unfortunately, rolled in the air and just lost it. The Rattlers will take over on the Fighter 11. Penalties hindering their previous drive that resulted in the 3rd interception of the night for Powell. Drew Powell still in at quarterback. No changes there. As Brooks carrying it across into the open door red zone. (36-27) Rattlers leading with 12 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Rattlers trying to stay undefeated. Frisco trying to take down the Giant. Brooks is behind Powell. That's who gets the ball, and he is tackled down at his ankles by Trey Wofford. So a quick 3rd down for the Rattlers, and the Fighters looking for a massive stop here.
Here we go.
We'll see what Powell has up his sleeve here. It's a low snap. He's been getting a lot of those tonight, but a lobber and wide open into the end zone, making it look easy is Troy Pelletier with his 2nd touchdown on the night. Absolutely uncovered. So now trying to shake off the jitters of a previous missed PAT and field goal is Ernesto Lacayo. And another miss from Ernesto Lacayo. He's been struggling. 15 points the deficit. Sheldon Augustine pulling out of the end zone. Flag in the back. Could go against Frisco. Wait to hear the decision from Austin Wright. Here he is.
During return, personal foul, face mask, number 21 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. Frisco first down.
So it's a face mask on Frisco, the receiving team, which is.
Direction of the foul is against number 21 of the kicking team. 3-yard tackle.
Well, Austin Wright correcting himself. It's actually going to go against Nairi Quinterly. Say a face mask on the receiving team seems a bit odd, and that's because it was. It's actually going to go against the Rattlers, and the Fighters will have favorable field position to start their drive. Again, Edwards taking over for Sims in the third quarter. And already has a rushing touchdown as he finds Augustine at the 20. Augustine wrestled down by Brandon Ezel. Empty backfield for Edwards. This time a pass over to his left. Inside the 10, it's Germanic Smith. Edwards looking extremely efficient in just the short amount of work he's had tonight. Again, it's been 2 weeks since we've seen him on the field. The coach did make the decision to suit him up tonight, and as of now, looking like a smart decision. Here's Edwards again, has an open pool, or Germanic Smith, excuse me. Down to the 3. It's been the target Edwards has liked tonight. On their previous drive, they had that Hail Mary pass that Smith had to go up 5 feet for. Ultimately wasn't able to hold it, resulting in a turnover on downs. But that connection has been strong on this drive. Of course, it all started with the penalty on the kick return, the face mask personal foul that put Frisco immediately into Rattler territory. Rankin gets the ball but slips, uncharacteristically shy of the 5. Don't tend to see that a lot from him. Again, and Edwards, the former Rattlers quarterback last season, was a backup. Frisco signing him on January 4th of this year. And it was him and Sims battling it out for the starting position. And what looked like Sims had won over Coach Billy back. Here we are in the most important game of the season, and Edwards tasked with bringing it home. Has plenty of time. Now pressure. Tossing it out of the back of the end zone after getting tackled by Robert Landers. Clock now down to 7. Two-score ball game at least. Quick pass through the fingertips, falling incomplete. But a flag down again. Pass was intended for, you guessed it, Jermenic Smith. We will see what this call has been. A roughing the passer penalty. And the Fighters continue to catch lucky breaks. I believe they called that on Trevon Hill. But just when you think the Fighters were running out of breath, they get a first down and they are inside the 5 in the Baylor Scott and White red zone. Edwards has room and will just take it himself into the end zone. Touchdown number 2, TJ Edwards. 'TJ Edwards providing the life that this Frisco Fighter offense needed. Shortening the gap with still plenty of time to work with. And as expected, the Fighters will go for 2. Edwards all alone under center. Toss. Caught. Spencer Tears for 2 is good. .35. It was a 15-point gap, now down to 7. And I cannot tell you how hard fought this game has been by the Fighters. Staying with it and not letting the Rattlers overwhelm them. And that marks the most amount of points an opponent has scored against the Rattlers this season. They gave up 33 to the San Diego Strike Force back on April 15th. That was the previous high, but Frisco with 35 with the new mark. And this team that is 5-1 in Frisco, doing everything they can to give the Rattlers the same record by the end of the night. Miles coming up to his own 5, gets on his horse, and met by Trey Wofford across the 25. Frisco with still all their timeouts, as you better believe the Rattlers are going to attempt to run out as much clock as possible. And just as I say that, a timeout call. You know, you look at it being a 7-point game, and you look at the missed field goal and the couple of extra missed points from Ernesto Lacayo, and it certainly does add up to what could be a 2-possession game. One of those things where you don't think it matters in the moment, but when a game has 5 minutes and 15 seconds left and it's only a 7-point deficit, those missed kicks certainly do hurt. And also the penalties. A lot of penalty trouble for the Rattlers tonight that have kept Frisco drives alive. And not to take anything away from what TJ Edwards has done to revitalize the offense or what Blake Sims did early on to keep Frisco close. But just a couple of things this broadcaster notices. Across the 5 and a nice carry from Drew Powell, keeping it, getting inside the open door red zone. Now, if you're Frisco, you'd want the Rattlers, if they have to score, to do it quickly to give yourself more time. If you're the Rattlers, I would try and run that 4.5 down to at least 2, and then punch it in. Brooks running up and goes untouched into the end zone. Shannon Brooks. Bringing it back to a 2-score ball game. Ernesto Lacayo back out for the PAT. Rattlers scored quite quickly. Frisco can strike fast. Certainly would have a chance to maybe get those 2 scores needed. And finally back on the right side of the uprights, Ernesto Lacayo with a PAT. Making it a 49-35 ball game, 3:26 left to go here in Frisco. BetRivers.net Social Casino is now live in Texas. Looking to play all your favorite casino games and sports. Arizona, the only undefeated team left this season in the IFL. Sheldon Augustine doesn't even get across the 10, and credit goes to Troy Pelletier, stopping the train that is Sheldon Augustine. Billy back getting his offense set. They need to strike quickly here. Still have their timeouts. TJ Edwards, better believe he's going to probably try and go through the air here. Look on my right side to Jermaine Smith. He's been the target of the night for Edwards. Has pressure. And hitting the wall, tossing it. Incomplete. So no loss as he got rid of the ball before hitting the wall, but second down and 10. Clock now down to 2.5. There is a 1-minute warning in the IFL where the clock will stop. But all the laundry out on the turf. 3 flags to be exact. As play Whistle dead before Edwards could do anything with it. An illegal snap on the center. J.R. Hensley from Hawaii, out of Hawaii, not from Hawaii. So still second down, but 15 yards to go. Edwards quickly dropping back. It's a deep pass looking for Smith. Caught! Jermaine Smith from TJ Edwards. Getting inside the Baylor Scott and White red zone. And a nice job from Smith turning to grab that ball from Edwards. Wasting no time, handoff to Rankin. Met by a plethora of Rattler tacklers. Clock now down to 1:10. It'll stop at 1 minute. But it's a two-score ball game, and Frisco needs to score quick here. Edwards looking at the end zone. No dice. Again looking for Smith. Coverage defended by Dylan Winfrey. And it'll be third down for the Fighters. But again, that 1 minute warning here in the IFL going to stop the clock and allow the teams to take a Coca-Cola water break. Boy, I could use a Coca-Cola water break after this one. 49-35. And the battle of the best here of IFL football. This game had a lot of buzz heading into it, and I would say it's lived up to the hype. You just keep going back to that opening quarter, 21-0, the Rattlers had the lead, and you thought, oh no, here we go, Frisco's not going to be able to. $14 points separating the Fighters and the Rattlers here. Down to the final minute here in Frisco. Empty backfield for Edwards. Two receivers in motion to his left side. He stutter steps, finds a hole, has room. No, tackled at the ankles. And way to stay with him. Dylan Famatu. And it's going to be a massive stop because it leads to a fourth down as Frisco takes a timeout. This is essentially ball game here. I mean, Frisco down 2 scores, needs to get one here. But everything coming down to this right now here in Frisco. Edwards takes the snap. A lobber over to Rankin. No room to move. And making the stop is Devontae Merriweather, and it's a turnover on downs, and that could be just about it here at the Comerica Center for the Fighters. I want to believe that Coach Billy Back will be looking at that first quarter tape tonight heavily to see if there was anything they could have done to avoid giving up those 21. So with that, an entirely different ball game. So it'll be Drew Powell back at the helm, trying to finish this one off to keep the Rattlers perfect this season. He tucks it away, keeps it himself, gets back to the line of scrimmage. If you're just tuning in, this ball game looked like the Rattlers were going to walk away with it after a 21-0 lead in the first quarter, but then Frisco staying vigilant, battling back in the second quarter. And then it's just been topsy-turvy here in the second half. Down to one score at one point because of a successful two-point conversion on the most recent Fighter touchdown. But the Rattlers stayed with it and brought it back to 14. And then Frisco turning over on downs to give Arizona the ball here with just 40 seconds remaining. Hopefully not an anticlimactic end to what has been an exciting night here in Frisco, but the Rattlers getting stopped on third down, and that's big for Frisco at this point in time. So there you have it, Frisco using their third and final timeout with the clock down to 35. At this point, time is just not going to be on their side. What a game this has been, though. Best crowd of the season for Frisco. And certainly, they got what they paid for here. A night where Frisco had 3 interceptions from Drew Powell. Putting up the most points that the Rattlers have given up all season. 2 weeks ago was their previous high of points allowed at 33. They've given up 35 here tonight. Still third down for the Rattlers after the pause in action. Frisco now out of timeouts. And Powell tripping himself up and gets stopped and pulled down. Looked like it was J.D. Griggs on the stop. Now a fourth down.
And guess what? I know how to handle it. It's fourth down!
Only 7 seconds to get this play off if you're the Rattlers on the play clock. They got to get set quick, down to 1 now. And they sneak a timeout right as the play clock dies down. So a massive 4th down play coming up. It'd be fortuitous for Frisco to maybe turn over for some points. They only have 30 seconds to get 14. They would have to take something incredible, maybe a miracle, if Frisco wants a chance. So a 4th down for the Rattlers. They didn't seem to really attempt anything crazy to run out the clock as much as they could. Of course, Frisco still had all of their timeouts and wasted all 3 on this drive. Powell drops back, has pressure. Intercepted at the 20, picked up by Cameron Hilton again, but flags on the field. 20 seconds on the clock. Cameron Hilton has been an interception machine tonight. And it's the 4th one for Powell if it stands. So both penalties on the offense, a holding and a pass interference. So Frisco will maintain possession off of the interception from Hilton. So 20 seconds, no timeouts. Frisco with a tall task, down 14. Let's see what they do. Edwards doesn't have a chance to get a playoff as more flags fly. Probably one of the most penalized games I've seen in quite some time. It seems like every other play we have something going on, and it's been tough for Austin Wright to keep up. Tough for anybody to keep up. It's a false start against Frisco, so not doing themselves any favor here in the latter seconds of this game. So now Frisco on their own 15. Edwards looking deep, has pressure. Ball caught at the 25. Catch made by Spencer Tears, and the clock now down to 4. And that is the ball game. Frisco could have put up more points to increase that average for the Rattlers this season, but time just runs out. 49-35 the final score in Frisco, and what a ball game it was. And you look at that first quarter of a 21-0 shutout for the Rattlers, and you have to figure that is where Coach Billy Back will be spending most of his time breaking down this ball game, because other than that, it was Frisco staying with it, but ultimately falling to 5-2 on the year. The Arizona Rattlers remain perfect. 6-0, still the only undefeated team in the IFL. If you enjoyed this game, good. It's going to happen again on May 21st, that game at Arizona, as Frisco travels to take on the Rattlers. Next week, though, for Frisco, they will go to Sioux Falls and take on the Storm. As for Arizona, they play at Tucson against the Sugar Skulls. So 2 tough games for these 2 teams. And again, we'll meet back up on May 21st. Rattlers, Fighters. And what an exciting night of IFL football here tonight at the Comerica Center. For everyone out there watching, we appreciate you being with us. Again, my name is Ryan Medellin. Enjoyed bringing all the action to you tonight, but it's the Rattlers 49, Frisco Fighters 35. Arizona stays perfect at 6-0. Frisco moving to 5-2. Again, for myself, Ryan Medellin, and for everyone that made this possible here tonight in Frisco, we thank you for joining us. Have a good evening, and we will see you soon.